Dead Workers Party on Smite, Episode 4, recorded on May 19th, 2013.
I'm Brent Copeland.
I am Wes Wilson.
And I'm Eric Fullerton, and we're here with a guest in studio, Boom Rocker.
Boom Rocker.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello, hello, hello.
We're here to talk about our favorite MOBA, all of our favorite MOBAs. Nobody here likes any MOBA more than Smite.
Smite.
Smite is the winner.
Isn't that right, Boom Rocker?
Yeah,
Everybody
no,
loves it.
absolutely. It's my absolute favorite right after League of Legends.
So we definitely want to give a big shout out to Blake, who sponsored this show, and he said, it's Emir, not Ymir, and that's from Squidner, so...
It is.
Thank
it is
you.
Emir. It's true.
Emir?
It is Emir.
Emir.
But I can't help it. It's a Y. We're American and Southern. We got to pronounce the Y.
Right.
It's Ymir.
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 It's Yimmer.
All right, well, we got that out of the way. The Ymirness.
The Ymirness. Okay, so let's talk about our journeys.
Our journeys. So I have been trying to get back to my roots a little bit. I went back to Aphrodite. I was interested in trying to make Aphrodite work more just because I don't see that many people playing her, and I like the style of her.
Yeah.
Like, there's something about the gameplay that just is kind of cool. And if I could make it more potent, that would make me happier. So I started, like, poking around with Aphrodite some more and trying to see if I couldn't make that happen. The results
He's
were
always
mixed.
poking her.
It really depended on who I was playing with. Like, for some reason, when I was playing with you guys, I always sucked. But then, like, when I played with other groups, I did great.
Yeah, it's all us.
Well,
So-
I see the same thing. Like, I'll go in solo and just, like, own.
It's the matchmaking system.
Yeah.
We go in as 5 people. They know we're on talk, so they're going to put us against better ELO people or whatever they call it.
Yeah.
For their matching system. So we're going to get tougher fights, and we've got to get better. I mean, it's the same thing. When I go in queue, it's like I'm the best person on the team usually.
Yeah, yeah.
You also think there might be the Rothel factor?
Raffle.
What's the
Like,
raffle
the idea is
factor?
that you're on with friends, so all you're doing is joking around. You're cutting up a little bit more than you might should. You're taking it easy because you're with a bunch of people that aren't going to rage at you. And maybe when you go in solo, you're a little bit more on top of your game because you
No.
want to be criticized. You don't think at all? It's just matchmaking?
Wes
I
is
am much
angry.
more concerned with how I play in front of my friends
Really?
than I am in front of strangers. Yeah.
I have a completely different point of view, but that's interesting. I like to hear
I am much more concerned about whether I'm doing, like, if I'm 0-10 with a bunch of strangers, I'm like, who cares? It's just a bunch of strangers. One of my friends, I'm like, I'm letting them down. Oh my God, what have I done?
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. Because when I play with Brent, different games, I don't care if we lose. I just care that we had a good time and we joked around and laughed, and it's very different.
And I'm all
more at
crying.
ease. Yeah, he
You
is.
lost.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't you own everybody like you normally do, boo? What happened?
Because we're having a good time. We're chilling. We're just hanging.
Was having a good time.
Oh, okay.
Yes, till you lost.
So-
because of Boom.
Yeah, it's all Boom's fault. So, any other things that you want to talk about your week with?
I also poked around with Artemis some more, just because I kind of got an idea that I might dig into her a little bit, but I haven't.
Other than poking, or
Anyway, I haven't been able to make that one really work. Like, I mean, I get into fights and I feel like I do get some good kills with her, but I don't know. For some reason, it's not resonating with me, so I'm not sure I'm going to pick up Artemis for much more.
Is Artemis a ranged archer type?
Yes.
And then Aphrodite's more magic wielding?
Well, Aphrodite has a stun, a self-focused explosive damage, instant damage, and then a DOT that is ally based. Like, I point it and fire it, and it does a DOT, and it heals me and whoever I'm tied to.
Okay.
So
Yeah, more of a caster type.
it's really sort of a medic class.
Yeah.
And I'm okay with that. So.
Sure.
okay.
Says a lot about you.
Well, and I really do like, for instance, I'll be playing with Brent, and I'll run up, and he's half hurt, and I know I can, like, target him, and then, like, use my healing thing on some mobs and heal him up a little bit, and that does make me feel good. I like that. I like having some kind of healing ability.
Right.
Yeah.
And I've been playing a lot of Vulcan this week, actually. He's normally a big tanky guy with guns and stuff, but I've been going all magic on him, and his guns do just tons more damage with the magic, and so I've been able to carry, like, instead of just, tanking. So that's been a lot of fun. He's kind of been my next favorite besides Loki.
Yeah.
Nice. Putting them sentries down.
Sentries.
So I've been playing some some good old Kevin Sorbo, and it's pretty awesome. I'm liking Hercules. I like his Ultra. I like the one where you basically shove everybody out of your way. You dart forward. But unlike Wan Yu, where he just goes through another god, this one pushes everybody out of the way and does a lot of damage. But always have to be careful, because if somebody does an ult, or maybe Poseidon puts down his whirlpool or something like that, and then I do that push, I've just pushed everybody away from the central damage area. So I have to be kind of careful of that.
Yeah, you were doing that to me a couple of times the other night. I was trying to lay down AoEs, and you ended up pushing the bad guys away from what I was laying down.
Exactly, yeah. So I think that's really the only thing I see that I have to really be aware of with him. Also, it's hard to hit people with the boulder unless it's just an arena and everybody's just mashed up against each other. I guess same for domination too. But everybody's on a point.
I don't know. Like when I'm sitting there guarding a tower and that boulder starts coming for me, if it's thrown within a certain distance, I can't get out of the way.
Yeah, it's got a big range to it. It's got a big hitbox or whatever. Also,
and a bounce.
Yeah, and a bounce. Oh yeah, if you throw it into the ring, that who is it that puts the ring up? Odin. He puts up the spikes, the little ring or whatever. The spears. Yeah. If you throw the boulder in there, it'll bounce around, bong 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 bong, like nice. A pinball. I mean, that's pretty freaking cool.
Brutal.
Yeah, that's pretty awesome. Also, I did a little bit of Poseidon this week. I kind of like him a little bit. Well, a lot more than I did. So I think I'm going to pursue him a little bit more this week.
You're going to try to become a Poseidon?
He really is a powerful character. Like I find that his abilities can be really daunting when I'm going up against him. And then also, like, I poked around with him some this week too. But the problem is everybody picks him. So it's one of those things where it's like, well, other people like playing this character. I'm not going to mess around with learning it.
Right, yeah. And then also, lastly, Raw. I chose... Well, no, we did some Assaulter. We did some special game.
This is Raw that you were complaining about last week because that's who you always had to fight?
Yeah, and I never really played Raw because I'm like, well, that's the annoying Raw that I always play against with the 1v1 joust, just a practice mode. And there's Raw. And then every time I play anything, it seems like somebody's Raw, and I'm just like, oh, and it's always a free character, so, But now, since I was forced to play it with a random, I really like it. I think,
It's kind of like the dragon, huh?
Yeah,
you just
exactly.
Gotta play it and you'll like it.
Yeah, you just got to try it,
I do find that on these guys that seem to kill me like instantly, like when I play like Hades, like he sucks you in and just like you're dead, and you're like, what just happened? And then you go play him the first time, and you're like, why am I not killing people like that?
Yeah.
What don't I get about it?
Yeah.
So it's always weird playing a character for the first time.
Yeah, and then lastly, I changed my name finally. It was 400 gems, and pretty easy to do. You just click change name, and it sucks your gems away. Yeah. You change your name, it's all instant. Nobody had the name Eric Fullerton, so I'm happy with that. So that's my new name, is Eric Fullerton. And you don't have to worry about trying to spell Sarmonious.
And the guys over at High Res gave us some free gems, so that got you a free name change. So that's really cool. So we appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks.
They also gave us some unlocks. So we want to give away a couple of them. The first one we're giving away to the YouTube comments that they left last week, and the winner was picked randomly by Boomrocker here.
Oh.
The winner was Boom in the Room 1.
How did I do that? That wasn't intentional, was it?
You did not see the names at all. So
no, he just gave us some random numbers. But
so I sent him a message on YouTube. Email me back, and we'll get you that code. We're also going to give one away in the Twitch live stream tonight at some point.
Okay, cool, yeah.
So Isis, this is a hero that you would have to pay for typically.
A god.
A goddess, correct?
Goddess.
Yeah,
Osiris'
typically you'd
sister?
have to pay for it.
Is this true?
But you also get the skin, I believe, with it too.
Nice.
Oh.
These are valued at what? Hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds.
At least.
If not thousands.
Right.
Maybe tens of thousands.
Indeed.
Yeah. And we appreciate everybody who came and left a comment and liked our last episode on YouTube. I saw a couple comments saying that they had never seen our channel before or didn't even know what we look like. So that kind of steered everybody there to say, hey, we're on YouTube. And so, if you'd rather listen to us on YouTube and
are you going to give away one of these codes on YouTube?
Yeah, we just did.
Yeah.
That's who won.
Oh,
this show will be on YouTube, yeah.
No, I meant next week. Okay.
Oh, yeah. We'll give another one away next week. So be sure to leave a comment on the YouTube, which will be in the show notes. And we'll be giving away another ISIS unlock next week.
Right, yeah. Comment on this video right here. Sweet.
And so do that.
So what'd you do this week in Smite, Boom?
Oh, this week in Smite, I learned how to spell Smite.
Hey.
I was spelling it with a U and no E. So it was smut, but
okay.
no, I actually installed Smite for some of the first times, and I got into a game. I think it was actually last Friday. I was playing, or sometime you guys were playing, and I enjoyed getting owned and my face melting, and I cried. And
did anybody yell at you? Or
no, there was not. I mean, so far, I played with you guys. I didn't really see any kind of vitriol angrier that you'll see from typical MOBAs, maybe a Dota or a...
I mailed you something. It may not have gotten there yet.
Really? You mailed me in the snail mail?
Snail mail.
Was it Rage?
Yeah.
It was Rage, bundled Rage?
It's funny because it was kind of like a reverse scenario, like when I first started playing LoL and I'd get in a game with you and I'd just get smoked because we were playing with the high-level people. And like we said, with the queue, the matching system, when 5 people queue in together, you're going to play against 5 other people that are either queued in together or are higher level players to kind of match that your team worked.
Oh, I could totally sense that. I mean, I'm not a noob gamer at all. I mean, I spend most of my free time gaming. There was some stuff in Smite that was a little different. The idea of last hitting isn't as necessarily as important because everybody, I guess, in the lane gets gold from the hits, so you do share that. And I was very much focused. I was playing Artemis at the time. Trying to get those last hits, which is so vitally important in every other MOBA I played.
Right.
And I was laning with Wes, who was very, very kind. You're like a father figure in the game to me.
Was I?
Yeah, you said, son, let me help you out there.
Stay a while.
And you were playing Aphrodite? That's creepy somehow.
Yeah. No, he was playing that giant dude with the iciness. What's his?
Emir.
Yeah. And he's like, sit upon my lap, Artemis, and let me... Never mind.
Yeah.
Well, that was my week.
Well, that's awesome. Good. So let's go ahead and get into some Smite news this week. A bunch of stuff. I see someone here has put a Smite spectator guide.
Yes.
You want to talk about this?
Yeah, this is pretty good. It is a how to spectate and all of the keyboard commands and all this kind of stuff. It's a little overwhelming with the timeline and all the kind of stuff, but this is just kind of a nice guide with, that's all in place, all the hotkeys, all the bindings, all the stuff. And, I mean, it's not too long, so it's not overwhelming, but it's definitely worth looking at instead of trying to just tinker around and randomly hit buttons to see what they do. So... check it out.
Okay. And then also, Zeus gets a makeover. We had a patch this week.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that?
That's right. Yeah, Zeus had all kinds of things done to him.
Well, they did a couple things. First off, there's a couple new skins. There's the jungle on her that we talked about last week.
Yep.
It's a reality.
Oh yeah, he's all green.
And the golden Zeus got added, and it's a special skin in that you have to get rank 1 in Zeus before you can buy it.
Oh, I think that's cool. That feature. That at least kind of says I'm a pro gamer or at least with this character.
I have at least played the character enough to yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, that's cool. That way, visually, you see when you're in the game, you're like, oh, that's a Zeus that probably knows how to Zeus.
Right.
He's gonna Zeus my caboose.
Zouch!
They also made some other general changes. First off, minions now do less damage to structures.
Yes.
You earn worshippers even if you're losing now.
At a quarter.
I like that.
25%.
So we were playing this week and somebody said they didn't like that. Who was that?
That was me.
Oh, you didn't like that.
I understood getting favor for not, even when you lose, but I don't understand the worshippers when you lose. It seems like a much more... If everything you do in the game gets you stuff, it just seems like the worshippers were a good way to tell whether somebody was good with the character or, as Brent pointed out, has teamed well with other people and has shown that they are competent while their team is doing well.
Okay.
Well, I agree with that somewhat. I do think there's there are nights that we'd play almost 10 games and not win one of them, but I feel like I kicked butt in most of them.
Yeah.
Right? And then it's just you walk away with nothing.
Yeah.
You know,
that'll teach you to play with us.
But I like playing with y'all. I like that's what makes these. This is why I play games, is to play with my friends. So you know, yeah, I'd like this change.
See, and I think as far as the in-game currency goes that you get for playing, I think you get other in-game currencies in the form of favor. So it seemed like this was a good one to only get if you won, if that makes sense.
Oh, okay.
So I would rather only get favor when you win.
Really?
Yeah.
The stuff that you can use to buy skins?
I'd rather pay gems for skins. I'm used to that, like in LoL. Yeah. You know, to me, I wish, you know, the skins are, you know, I got the unlock, or, you know, the pack for all the gods, so I won't need the favor to buy any gods.
Yeah.
So I'm just going to have a lot of favor anyway. You know, I would rather, I don't know.
You've been trained.
I have been trained.
You know, it's funny how like a major system like World of Warcraft or even League now can train you for the next.
Oh, it does. It's like I was commenting on a post about ranked and what do they call it? Banning gods in ranked. And I was saying, you know, I wish they would take that out of Smite. That I think the whole having the bans in the game is what made it necessary to have the bans in the game. That like people thought it had to be there because it was there,
right.
But I think you could take them away and it not be necessary. And I mentioned, you know, well, like in LoL, and someone like came back and was like, oh, because LoL is the only one that does that. And I'm like, well, that's the only other one I played, you know.
Well, Dota does bans in terms of ranked, but also there's tons more characters in Smite. How many is there the roster?
They're trying to have 40 before release. 40.
So I mean, that's you know, I think that's if you're banning a few, maybe one or two. How many do they ban in ranked?
I believe two.
Two,
yeah.
Well, I might always ban. What was his name? Hades. He's awful. Loki, yeah. I mean, it gives you that choice.
Yeah. I love Tone Loki.
I guess I just see it to me. To me, it's like the bans. To me, is I'm not as upset that someone's playing as I am that I can't play something. Like being denied something is worse to me than something being there. So like the fact that there's a ban, and if someone banned Loki, I'd be like, oh, that's who I wanted to play.
Yeah.
But if I saw Hades, I might be like, oh man, I hate playing against Hades. But I wouldn't be as upset as being denied who I was playing.
Well, there's also the idea it gives the community a vote on who they think is overpowered. Yeah. And also the developers can go, well, you know, maybe we need to rework this or keep an eyeball on it. It always is banned in ranked play. So, I mean, it's also maybe a way of them get a data point on how they need to balance if they need to.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
Always thinking, Mr. Rocker.
Always thinking.
So, additionally, damage against towers from basic attacks from magical damage have been adjusted. For this affects Isis and Zeus. And magical in-hand attacks no longer crit. I have no idea what that even means.
This special.
It means what it says.
A magical in the hand is worth two in the bush. That's what they say, isn't it?
Yeah.
So additionally, they made some changes to the gods. Isis, the basic attack damage was increased a little bit, and the cooldown on the wing buffet was reduced.
I like that. A bunch of buffs.
Yeah.
Oh, buff. I thought you were saying like buffet. Okay,
no.
Buffets.
Nizan has had physical power contribution reduced.
Yay!
Zeus has basically been almost completely reworked.
Yeah, there's
the
so many
powers work
things.
the same, but all the numbers have been toyed with. So I would recommend going and looking at the patch notes if you play Zeus. I have not noticed that Zeus is any less lethal.
Yeah.
How does Zeus play? Does he have like a global kind of ultimate or?
He's got a big AOE, and his basic attacks add charges to people that can be detonated.
So you can tag people, buff people, and
then
then make them all
away,
explode, basically.
Yeah. What is his ultimate? Is that the ultimate?
His ultimate does a ring like clouds that goes.
An AOE
like
storm. Yeah.
I believe it.
And his basic is chain lightning. Yeah. But the weird thing is the chain lightning was changed, and I found this very strange. The cooldown on the ability was reduced. The number of arcs was made static for all ranks. It used to go, you get 1 jump at 1, 2 jumps at 2, 3 jumps at 3. Now it's 4 for all ranks.
It just gets stronger.
Well, the damage is less. So the base damage was changed from 70 to 45, 100 to 85. The damage was reduced, but you get more jumps. So anyway, I thought that was kind of cool.
Yeah. Okay. About
Very
evens
weird.
itself out.
Hugging, munning, squeezing.
We really need those bumpers, don't
each
we?
other.
Hugging and munning.
You're
Hugging and
deli-
munning.
Do you know what hugging and munning is?
Is this some sort of thing? Give me some other terms that I could understand.
Mailbag.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sack.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Hugging and
Hugging
munning.
Those were the names of Odin's ravens.
Oh, so it's like a delivery mechanism.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Wow, that's really quite lore specific. That's
Yeah, you gotta know your lore when you're listening to
You're
this show.
welcome.
Oh.
Learn some stuff.
I'm pretty sure people wouldn't be as confused if we went like the Blues Clues route and just went mailbox or mailing.
Yeah. Hugging and mugging. I got mail.
There you go.
And in that mail today, we got one here from Captain Genki Pants. What did?
Oh, yeah, that's my
Yankee.
not in-game name.
Oh.
Captain
Captain
Genki Pants.
No, really. We got one here from Bailey, who was just watching the latest episode of On Smite on Twitch. Thanks for the depth response and not thinking the question is stupid. I tried Emir and found that him and Hades are really good with my fighting style. Thanks again. Can't wait until this is uploaded on YouTube, which will be Monday.
What is Bailey's fighting style? Capoeira, you think, or
Scouting. He liked to scout, I believe.
scouting?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fighting style? Just going ahead and going, hey. Okay.
Timo.
Yeah.
Right? I'll scout ahead.
Yeah, I know,
yeah.
but
Right?
I
That's
gotcha.
the one thing they're missing is the Timo god. I want that Timo.
Fuzzy, puddly kind of panda bear goddess.
Yeah, put in Celestia. There you go.
Mhm.
That's like a god, and it's a pony.
Oh yeah.
Do you think?
Friendship
How do you think
is
people would
magic.
do with that? Right?
You know,
that would be funny.
I just thought of something real quick. I was playing a game, and it was just by myself. I joined solo and played a. Oh man, I forget what style, what mode it was. But anyway, so I was playing as Hercules, and I remember there like every now and then somebody would yell, "Herc needs to get back," or "Herc needs to do this," "Herc this," "Herc that," and I'm like, dude, I'm playing the game like legit. I'm not horsing around and being stupid. But I would just keep getting yelled at by somebody. I'm like, I just kind of ignored them.
You know what you
And
say
then-
to those people?
Huh.
Go back to LOL.
Oh
We
yeah.
don't want that
Go
in
back
this
to LOL.
community.
But what ultimately happened though was after the whole thing, and they're all in the lobby, and somebody was like, "So when are you gonna upload that?" And then another guy was like, "I don't know, I gotta edit it first." And I'm like, "Wait, what's going on? This is going on YouTube?" And then another guy who was a stranger, I guess, was like, "Hey, what's your channel?" And I wrote it down on my computer at home, but I don't remember. But I know that it had the word chinchilla in it. It was chinchilla something. So now I'm kind of like waiting for this video to come out.
He
It's
has
like,
the mic on.
it might be, and he might be like, "Herc, man, you suck." So I can't wait to see this video.
Okay, that's going to be
We will
awesome.
have
Yeah.
to find that.
Yeah.
So this next one here is from Link. Is that true?
Link?
Link, or is that like somebody put in
That's
a link that
what
never
was
showed? Okay.
there.
Dear Dead Workers Party, I have 2 questions for you. Number 1, in the first episode, you guys were briefly talking about LoL, but what are your opinions on Dota 2 and how does it compare to Smite?
Have any of you played Dota 2?
I played once.
I did. I played like once.
I played
too,
once
yeah.
too.
And I swear the bots were raging at me. So I
Right.
was like, I'm done with this game.
I played him in a fair share, even if Heroes of New Earth, trying to understand. I started with Dota, which is
Yeah.
Defense of the Ancients, Warcraft 3 mod. Valve partner with IceFrog. I guess he's the primary developer on Dota and worked over at Valve now. And Dota 2. They haven't officially released it. And also I've played LoL a lot. And Smite now a little bit. And I think Smite and LoL and Dota 2 are radically all different games.
What? Now I'm curious. I when I started poking around with Dota 2, I did not notice much different from LoL.
Okay.
And I was an old Defense of the Ancients guy myself too, and I was in the Heroes of New Earth beta.
Yeah.
And I didn't notice that much difference, but thought that LoL was cleaner and more colorful, and so I liked it better.
Sure. Well, there's also a lot of things that got cleaned up. Let's say League of Legends takes into account things that were always kind of quality of life improvements and that from Dota. The things about the shop being a lot easier. There's no forest shops, and I noticed Smite doesn't have a forest shop either. You do everything. Also, Smite does a lot more hand holding in terms of your pre-purchasing. You could just put on auto purchasing, which is fantastic for noobs, or newbies, I should say. So be kindly. Where League of Legends doesn't have that, but the shop is definitely easier than Dota 2. Dota 2 is going to have a lot harsher community. It's a lot more unforgiving. Where if you die, you'll lose gold as well as having a long respawn. League of Legends doesn't have that. You don't lose gold. You just have to respawn. And I noticed Smite also had that quality of life improvement where you don't lose the gold. You just kind of start back at the end. You actually shop when you go back there, too. Yeah. And you hit the B button, right, to go back in Smite. So you can actually have the teleportation back home. League of Legends has that built in as a B. You get it anytime you want. You can do it as much as you want. Smite seemed to have the same thing. Dota 2 doesn't have that. You have to buy a item called, I think, the Scroll of Teleportation to go back. So you actually have to buy an item to go back. So there's a lot of stuff in Dota 2 that's a little more hardcore. And it's different. League is all about really leaning into the community, where I think Dota 2 is more about maintaining a competitive scene that they've had in Dota. Right. So League is way more experimental in their hero crafting, where Dota 2 seems to be more restrained. And Smite seems to be able to do whatever they want, because no one's expecting it to be something else like a Dota 2 needs to be.
And that's what I kind of talk about on the show a lot, is that I want them to take that right. I want them to go the road less traveled and really do things differently. Like, I like that they got rid of the levels. That seems, at least. I mean, I go from the LoL experience, so I don't really know the Dota, but I assume they all kind of have leveling up your person. But like, I want to get rid of the bans and then just do some things that you wouldn't expect to see. Go away from the 9-person roster. That's the biggest one to me. Go to like a guild system or something where you can have all your friends.
Oh, is that why you're saying you better play or get out of our roster?
I wasn't saying that at all. I just was harassing you to try to make you come play.
I can understand what you're saying. I do know that also in Smite, there seems to be things I think that they should kind of clean up a little bit. But overall, I think it's trying to do a different game strategy. If you enjoy pushing minion waves and trying to take on towers and have a battleground, I want to say battleground WoW experience, I think it's a great kind of way of doing that.
Yeah, I agree. I feel different. WoW. Yeah,
it's very different. I think it's free WoW. It's free WoW Battleground.
Yeah,
to some degree. It's not really League of Legends. You could play Smite and League and probably be satisfied with both experiences. I don't think they're mutually exclusive at all.
Yeah, no, I think you're right.
In a similar vein, talking about Dota 2, Dota 2 has replaced the previous record for concurrent players on Saturday. They had 329,000 simultaneous users playing it at once.
For Steam?
Making it the most played game on Steam. On Steam.
If you look up League's numbers,
they are Riot Games claimed in response that a single server shard of LoL exceeds 500,000 users at peak period.
Yeah.
Wow. So
how many shards do they have? Like
but now,
5 or 6?
At the same time, there have been other measurements, including Raptor. Raptor unseated World of Warcraft with Dota 2.
Yeah, but we've talked about Raptor. They're straight off Steam numbers. That's just, I mean, who?
But there's no doubt. There's no doubt. Dota 2 hasn't officially released. Will be a big splash, but I don't see how it bites into Smite.
Oh, I don't.
I think they'll really, it's going to be Dota 2 and League of Legends that are going to be battling this out, and even those are very different. They're going to garner a different player base.
I'm just actually kind of surprised. I knew people were playing Dota 2, but almost everyone I know who enjoys MOBAs was focusing on League of Legends. Mm-hmm. I don't know many people who are focusing on Dota 2, and so I was a little confused by it.
How many people play Counter-Strike personally?
I know a few.
Okay, so because I've never met anybody that plays Counter-Strike, and that number is always crushingly huge.
Yeah, true.
Well, and with Smite, I've been surprised lately. Like, well, not really surprised, but like walking around the office on like after hours or like during lunch, there's a lot of people playing Smite these days. I don't know if it, and it's not because of me, because I play on I have a Mac at work, so I can't play. But they're just playing it. There's like and it's just crazy. So I hope that that's happening all around them.
I wish Smite had one thing for me, and I think it might make for me a little more enjoyable. I know you're doing Q&A, so this is my question for you. This is Captain Ganky Pants.
Yes.
But I don't like third-person perspective in games in general. I'm a PC gamer, so third-person perspective is console, and why can't I just zoom into a first-person perspective in Smite and see like my hand shooting the lightning? I think for me that would be a little easier to land skill shots and make it a little more like a shooter. Yes, I can't see what's happening in my character, but at a certain level, it seems like I just wanted to zoom in or zoom out like in WoW. I can zoom in at first
zoom
person.
in a little bit.
But not go into the head like in
Yeah.
WoW in a battleground. I could just get into the head, shoot some, and then pull out again and go to third
I think
person.
a little bit of that has to do with competitive. Mm-hmm. They're trying to make a unified experience so that they have a competitive MOBA.
Sure.
So I think they're trying to not vary the way that the game is played too much.
They really
Well, that's
also want it to
weird
be a
because-
streamer's MOBA too.
Well, like WoW, they do arenas and stuff like that competitively, but you can go into first person in that. So
Do you play in first person though when you're in?
I don't know anybody who plays WoW in first person. I surely don't.
The only time I do first person is when I'm doing the missions where I got to bomb stuff, and it's like easier.
Yeah.
to,
But even
Okay,
WoW is
yeah.
not skill shot, right? It's a lot of it is
Right.
clicking.
Yeah,
it's target based.
Target based. So
yeah.
in Smite, I just felt like if I was shooting an arrow, I'd kind of want just a reticule and just kind of pull back a bow and feel that. Where in League, the reason I quite like that is I can see what's surrounding me, so I don't get gypsied or insta-gibbed out of the forest or something. Like I don't. Like in TF2, it's frustrating me even with the sniper's red dot. You just walk out of a door and just get knocked out, or a spy would just and I'd be like, God, I got a 30-second respawn. I had that same moment in Smite when I'm playing, going in League. If I see a guy sneak up on me, it's like stab. I'm like, oh, get away from me, stab. Oh no, flash, stab. Oh, you got me. So the engagement isn't these fast insta-give moments. It's more like I felt like I could get away. I have a moment of dodging and ducking.
I actually felt that way about Smite a while ago, but I feel like the CC has been going up lately. I feel like crowd control in Smite is much worse than it is, and I feel like once the enemies start pointing stuff at me, I'm dead.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so you feel like you don't have a way of understanding how to get away from engagements?
In certain ways I do. Like I know I can buy beads if I'm facing certain people and get away from certain types of things, but there was a time where I felt the CC was much more approachable. Nowadays, and I play squishy characters, so I mean, given it's not saying much, but I do get frustrated, especially like, I jump in with Fenrir, I attack somebody who is away from everybody else. Everybody else turns around and instantly I'm CC'd for the next, 3 seconds and I die.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Warsong Gulch when you get polymorphed or something and you're like, okay, I'm a sheep, I'm dead. Yeah. And I had that like flashbacks to that where I hadn't had that even in Dota 2, I hadn't had that feeling of I'm powerless, I can't do, I'm dead. Okay, what happened? Let me look at the recap. Maybe you should make me a little beefier, just a little tad bit. I know I might be a glass cannon, I might be ranged, but you shouldn't let people close the gap that fast and let me have a point to see they're closing the gap and know they should blink red so I know they have a boots of speed on, or they should be telegraphing the encounters a little bit more so I can go, oh, I need to back now. Or I need to dodge, or I need to zip left, or I need to zip right. Maybe I'm a crybaby, yes, but
I think you're right, but I think also there's a learning curve because a lot of that is actually in here, and I've started noticing lately that something's happening, some particle effects or something, and you start learning what they are, like especially playing those guys and doing the spells.
Yeah.
And so then you start seeing, oh, they're about to do this, or doing that.
It's all learning.
And you can get out of their stuff a little bit. But I think a lot of it too is we've been doing a lot of arena lately.
Yeah.
And man, you're right. Like we don't do arena right. Like we bulldog in there and we get killed.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is too just the tendency of not. Like, this is what I was talking about to you earlier. In LoL, what I learned over 30 levels, which isn't nearly as much as you played, was not to be as aggressive as my nature tends to make me want to be.
Sure, yeah.
And I see all of the same things that I went through in LoL happening to the people I play with in Smite. Everybody's over-aggressive, and the game's kind of built that way. Like, there's not really a laning phase. Like, you're in there, at the start. So I think as people kind of learn to not be as aggressive, stay back, and I think some of that stuff will be taken care of. But I do think the CC is more than it should be right now.
Yeah.
I hope that gets toned back a little bit.
Yeah, I do too. Especially because if they add more gods, and
if everyone has a CC,
it just, then all of a sudden it's, they're counters, but right now it's just beads, so you get one counter every 3 minutes.
Yeah.
So if you're in, and I agree about the laning thing. Like, it's very difficult, especially as a melee, to get in and start doing fighting and do laning, normal MOBA laning stuff without instantly jumping into PvP with the other side.
Yeah.
So
No, it's probably a lot more engaging for an audience, like you said. It might be more of a PvP experience like that to have an esport of sorts. Though, and interestingly enough, there's we're learning a dialogue with esports and what is watchable and what isn't. And there is a sense of getting into the, this moment means a lot. The tip off, in a hockey game or a basketball game, or whoever gets the puck in hockey.
The Baron dance.
The Baron dance or whatever. In Smite, if you're just jumping into the lanes and you're fighting, where's that anticipation, the rising of it? So I hope the best, because it seems like they got a lot of tools about streaming and rocking it. And I do think they just need to telegraph some of their animations with some more obvious stuff. Maybe fear as a big bubble over your head with a question mark. It might seem really silly.
And you got a quest to do?
Yeah, no. But I
got to kill 6 Lokis. Screwed.
That wouldn't even be bad. But just the idea of I've been sort of trained in a way to expect, and even when you're an esport watching it, you're going to go, oh, look, he's got a frowny face over his head. That means he's slowed, or he's got ice crystals under his feet. He's slowed, right. So it's going to read really fast. If it's just, he's dead. Okay, that's Call of Duty speed. I don't even know. That's not watchable. Is that watchable? Maybe. I personally don't.
Well, and I also find that when you get the multiple stacks of AoEs on the ground, it's very hard to differentiate what you're dealing with there. Yeah. And I do think that there is a need, and it might be that some of the cooldowns on some of these big ultimates needs to be increased, or some of these. But I don't know. I think there's something legitimate there. Should we move on?
The second question was why the lack of bagels in the show?
That's an important question.
There's a bagel in my mouth and I'm chewing it up. There's a bagel in my mouth and I'm chewing it up. There's a bagel in my mouth. There's a bagel in my bagel. Okay, so
we could go on all night with that song.
I know.
Bagel time.
That's why there's no bagels in the studio.
Yeah, you don't want them. Anyway, Joel wants to know, or wants to ask, what this MP5 and HP5 things are. You know this. What is HP5 and MP5?
Even MMOers know this.
Oh my goodness. We're asking these fun questions.
Yeah.
Okay, magic per 5. No, mana per 5 and health per 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, every 5 seconds you regen some health.
If you have 20 MP5, then you get 20 mana points back every 5 seconds.
And this is a big one for ISIS, for all you new ISIS players. For every person she sees die, I love this mechanic. Every person she sees dies, she gets 2 points.
Yeah, something like that.
For her MP5s and HP5?
Yeah, so it just keeps going.
But you lose it when you die.
Reset.
So you don't want to die with her.
Yep. So our last one here is from Deffy Poo Poo. What are your thoughts on the new skin for Zeus that requires you to purchase it in addition to being a God rank 1? Don't you think that these should be free since you have to work so hard to unlock it? No. I think that there is a value for a skin that you have to play the God a little bit to get.
Also, I think in a game that's free to play, I think any ways they can find to get purchasing that doesn't affect the playing of the game is a good thing.
Yeah.
Well, it also helps that person who, let's say I want to play one character, I feel like, hey, I'm awesome, I'm more invested in the game, I'm probably more likely to purchase the skin. So it's a safer bet financially. Yep. Say, those people, they're awesome, they're going to want to buy this awesome skin. Don't gouge the person at that point.
No, and it's just a recolored skin, if I'm not mistaken. So it's only on the 200 gems, and you can buy it with favor, I believe.
Oh, yeah.
So
this is looking up. Yeah, we don't have how much it costs in here.
I'm pretty sure you can buy it. It's a normal 200 gem favor purchased skin.
Very cool. Very cool.
9,500 favor.
I'm 85% sure of that. There you have it. I'm wrong.
Oh.
High on Def says 400 gems and 15,000 favor.
Oh, so it's even more favor.
It's a different one.
It's an epic.
Ouchie.
Sounds gougy for a recolor.
Is it a it is a recolor, right? It's not a remodel.
I'm so spoiled.
Yeah.
It's like recolors, you're like, really got to pay for that? So maybe I agree. If it's just a recolor, it should probably be free. If it's a full-on animation change and voiceover rework, that might be worth some extra.
Yeah.
The skin also includes a gold frame.
Oh, yeah.
And displaying your God ranking stats.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
That's new.
That's the only one that does that.
Yeah.
Oh.
You know they had the borders in law.
Yeah, but that was because of something you did. You didn't buy those.
Right. Well, this is, something you did and you bought it.
So is that when you...
Thank you.
So that's when you start like a game, your card will be up with your rank on it?
And the border. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I like it.
Anything to differentiate, especially in free to play, is nice. I
Yeah.
mean, it definitely helps. But the fact you paid for it,
Yeah. On the 8th day.
On the 8th day.
So, what god mechanics do you want? Eric, you got something down here.
I do, yeah. All right, so this is a game mechanic that I want. Being able to switch back to auto purchase during a game would be cool. I'm seeing some problem where when I have my auto buy on for a certain character, I'll go into game and it's on. It's great. But sometimes when I play that same character, by default, the auto buy is off. And then I get into game and I realize it's off, and I'm like, oh no, I should have been buying stuff. I can't believe I'm really behind now. So then I click on, I have to buy all the stuff then. So you can't go back to auto once it's not auto. So I'm like stuck in that mode now of like having to purchase all my stuff. And for a brand new god that I'm learning, I don't like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I guess I could just buy all the stuff that's in the recommended tab.
That's all I did. I quit turning on auto buy at all. I got to a point and I was just like, I don't need that anymore. I know what these basic items are doing, and it allows me to shape it, and it takes me like maybe 3 extra seconds to do my purchases.
Yeah. All I can think of is, in the code, it's like you've already bought a bunch of weird things, and then to turn auto on, now it's got to catch up and start buying thing that's on the list, but mixed in with stuff that's not on the list. So I see how it could get confused like that, but I don't know. Anyway, so it's a little thing that's
I think you ought to be able to turn it on and off. I don't see any reason that you shouldn't be able to turn it on and off. If you have it on at the beginning, and all of a sudden you encounter somebody and you need to change your strategy about what you're buying for your active item, you suddenly like, I need to buy beads. You shouldn't.
Yeah, you should be able to turn it back into manual.
Right.
And then just start buying stuff. Yeah, that'd be great. But, I don't know. Maybe it breaks some sort of like pro champion type thing, some competition type thing.
Can you keep auto buy on in ranked?
I don't know. I never touched the stuff.
I never
the
do
ranked
the rank.
is very scary, yeah.
Well, I'm just curious. It sounds to me.
I don't even. Can we play ranked yet?
I don't know.
Oh, no, you have to be
20 or 30?
15 or 30, yeah.
Like, how are they going to do that with no levels?
Yeah.
Oh, God ratings?
Yeah.
No, I don't know.
What's Joust going to happen? That's a good question. Like, Joust, you have to be 15th level.
Maybe they unlocked it for everybody.
Do away with levels.
We'll definitely find that out this week and let you know, or just go and check it out yourself.
Yeah, someone who's not 15th, check it, see if you can.
Yeah. And the other thing I want, quite possibly, it's a silly request, but vanity items, such as, like, say, a toy locomotive set that you can put down on the ground and go zzz.
Like on Xbox, where your guy has a little thing.
Well, I'm thinking more like WoW, where you have a ball and I can throw it to Brent and then he can throw it back. Little stupid stuff. I can lay down a keg of beer on the ground and it just foams.
Bacchus, maybe you can have a keg of beer on the ground.
Yeah, but you
like
you click
you're
through
number
it though.
5. Like, you pay for this. I think this is a perfect way to pay for it with gems.
Yeah.
But there's a 5th ability that does like something like that.
Yeah.
And you clip through it. By no means does it block anything, because that would change the game mechanic. You don't want to do that because it's a stupid, silly thing. Also, I keep bringing back WoW, but I was a big WoW PvP player, and that's what got me into this game. But in WoW, you're still allowed to drop like stupid items like that onto the ground just for looks, even in an arena.
Right.
Yeah. And it's like, so I don't think it'll break anything. It'll add some more fun. Smite already doesn't take itself too seriously, because if you see all the win and lose animations and stuff, it's silly.
Yeah.
So little things like this wouldn't be any big deal. It wouldn't break the tone of the game, but yet it would give you more stuff in the store, more stuff to earn and buy, and frankly, just more fun.
Yeah.
I wonder why in games like these free to play they don't add in more, not necessarily emoticons, but things you can do with the team. So I think that is in Portal 2, you could buy high fives and different gestures. So
even if you're dance and stuff. Yeah.
So even if you're like selling your teammate, good gank, man, high five. Or send them like a love note or something in game, just to add to that player experience that says, you did a good job, I'm going to heart you. And it's from this player. It's a subtle thing, but at least it gives that thumbs up, that high five. I haven't seen that done in a lot of these free to play, but I think that would help even with community. We do the idea that I can give you honor or something that says, hey, you did a great job after the game. But during the game, that could help with a little bit of camaraderie.
That's
so something
true.
like a vanity item could be the same kind of thing. I'm going to throw a vanity item over to you, a lei or maybe flowers, and just say, good work, man. I like that.
Yeah. That's cool.
So.
Definitely.
Very good idea.
So add
you
more.
like that, hey?
Add more junk to the game that doesn't really impact the game itself.
Yep.
Because we want it.
And we don't have, I think we don't have anything.
Yeah, we do.
We do?
No.
Are you adding something? What we have is an hour-long podcast. So
Yeah, we should.
Yeah, we got one sighting here.
Oh, okay.
It's us, smite.deadworkers.com. Go sign up for our site. Who knows when we'll give out an unlock there. There's no telling when. Our site is still being worked on and updated. So go check it out. That's smite.deadworkers.com.
And also, feel free to add us in game. I have a huge friend list already, and I don't know how long it can get before it like Steam. Like when we started our Team Fortress 2 podcast, it was like, wow, you can only have 150 people or whatever it was.
Yeah.
So keep adding us. We'll keep accepting it until it breaks, I guess. But I'm Eric Fullerton in game. Brent is Brent Copeland. Wes is Wes Wilson. And Boom Rocker, you're not really playing currently?
I am Boom Rocker in it.
You're Boom Rocker in the game.
And I'm Boom Rocker in League of Legends. Ha!
So add him there.
And we had a one tip this week.
Okay.
And this actually came up while we were playing the Coca Demon Emir skin. A lot of people thought that they couldn't get it for whatever reason. But the reason is you have to play a full match that earns XP. So you can't do a custom game that doesn't earn XP since the patch. And then you'll unlock that. And you'll have to be level 30.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
So thanks for tuning in. Another hour. Thanks for joining us, Boom Rocker.
Yeah, it was fun. Maybe I'll see you guys in a game of Smite.
Maybe.
We're gonna play one in just a minute.
And you
got it on your laptop?
Yeah, I got it. I have it on my.
Yeah, we'll play a match in a second then.
Good.
Yeah, I'm pumping my face.
And if you're listening, go to iTunes and leave us a review. Those iTunes reviews helps. And also, we have one more Fenrir code to give away. Correct?
That's right.
And everyone who leaves.
No, we have two.
We have two more
because we were supposed to give one out tonight, but we didn't. So we're going to give out two next week.
Yeah.
So go to iTunes. Leave a review. That's for iTunes, and you'll have a chance to Fenrir unlock. Leave a comment and like this video on YouTube, and you can win an ISIS unlock, just like Boom in the Room. Not this Boom in the Room. It was a different one. 1-1, and we'll leave you a message. And we have a bunch of other codes. They're giving us codes left and right to help you guys out, so you help us by watching and letting people know about the show.
And then we're going to give away an ISIS code to the chat room right now.
That's right. We are.
Okay.
Oh, my goodness. It's raining codes.
It's crazy.
That's right.
You got any music? It's raining
time.
code.
Get Zeus.
Is that this gift thing? Is that what I do to make it random? There it is. Roll the dice.
All right.
Should we say you got to be subscribed to us?
Yeah.
So you got to be following us. So you need to click it now before roll
Click
3.
subscribe.
Hold on.
Click
I
subscribe.
need to log in on my
Do
mobile
it.
device.
Subscribe.
Do it.
Here we go. We're rolling the dice.
Ready?
What do you think the lag is? Someone's like, "Oh crap!"
I know.
I'm giving you time because I love you. I love each and every one of you. I love you, Afro Monkey. I love you, Chris. I love you, Lorhan and Cliff Duels.
High on definition.
Iron Waffled, Dog Frank, Sealand.
Oh, Sealand. Hey.
See you again. You need to come play with us. That Alice.
Hitman.
Cool. It Alex and Alice and all of you.
Push the button.
Rolling the dice. And the winner is, and they are following us, Ultra Mario 1998.
Ultra Mario.
Yay, congrats.
So I am sending you that code right now.
Is he in the chat room right now? Like, is he talking?
You should.
One.
Is he asleep?
You should. Are you sending him the code now? Or are you waiting for him to reply?
Why does he have to reply?
Well, what if he's just idling and he's going to miss that he got a message and all kinds of other stuff?
Will it be saved on here?
Okay.
Forever.
Till the end of Twitch.
Ultra
Here, Mario.
Everybody's saying congrats. I haven't seen him say anything, though.
I know. He doesn't care. He doesn't love us.
Maybe he's a bot or something weird.
See, but what if we say, okay, we're going to re-roll, and we hit roll, and he's like, no, I'm here. I was just peeing.
I was just installing Smite with my brother Luigi.
So I'm sending it. We'll be giving out more next week, though. So come back next week, and we'll give out another one. Congrats, Ultra Mario, and congrats, Boom, in the room number 1.
Cool. That'll do it for this episode, right?
Yep.
That's it. All right. Next time, episode 5. Bye.
Nice.